Hey there, Matt here again, and today I'm going to be showing you how to install this BT7 Haloview reverse camera on my Escape travel trailer. So if you've been following along for a while, you know that I've actually had a Haloview reverse camera on this trailer for quite some time, but when I found out that Haloview had released a new reverse camera that also has tire pressure monitors that come along with it, I said, you know what, I've got to try this new one out. So I'm going to show you how to install this one today, show you all the features that it has, how it works, and of course, if you have any questions, leave a comment below. And of course, one of my favorite parts about these Haloview cameras is they're super easy to install. So this one comes with solar, so there's no power wiring that I need to run to the back of my trailer for the camera. And this is great because I don't have a trailer that's become pre-wired for a reverse camera. So this makes the installation super simple, and you don't need to be an expert in wiring in order to do it. So one of the things that I do love about these Haloview cameras is they are very easy to install. There is this installation manual that comes along with it, so we'll follow along with the instructions in here. But of course, I'm hoping that this video will also help you today. All right, so step one, we are inside the vehicle and we are going to be installing the monitor first. And this is a pretty straightforward installation. So the first thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna grab your two antennas. They are both marked monitor, and you're gonna screw them up to the top antenna mounts very easily, just like that, and like that. And these are flexible, so you can move them around to get the best signal. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to decide which of the two mounts you want to use. So it's pretty cool because it comes with two mounts. One of them is a suction cup, so you can maybe mount that to the window or to the top of the dash. And the second one is 3M tape. So if you want something more permanent, you could use the 3M tape solution, and that'll adhere kind of permanently. So it really depends if you want to take the camera or the monitor in and out. Because we use this vehicle for day-to-day driving as well, we don't always want the monitor mounted in here. So we're only using it when we are actually pulling our RV, which means that I'm actually going to use the suction cup version instead. And it's pretty straightforward. You're just going to slide this little bracket onto the top of the monitor. Just slides in place like that and tightens up. And there we go. So now that we've figured out a location for our camera, we will need to power it up. And it does come with two options for power cables. So this one, which plugs into a 12-volt DC outlet in your vehicle, and this one, which plugs into a USB. So you do have some options. In my case, I still do have a 12-volt in my 4Runner, so I'm going to use this one here. And it's pretty straightforward. There's a power plug-in in the side here. That clips in. The other end will clip in to my vehicle 12-volt outlet. All right, so far so good. So next we can go ahead and power up the monitor. But before we do that, I've brought the camera into the vehicle, and they do recommend that you make sure that this is paired before you actually mount it to your RV. So I've brought it into here. We're going to attach the antenna, and this antenna just screws in the same way those other antennas screwed in. All right, and let's go ahead and power up our screen first. So I will turn on the accessory in my vehicle. We'll go ahead and power up that camera, and you can see it firing up here. All right, so now that we have our monitor powered up, we're gonna go ahead and turn on our camera and see if it's already paired. So it does generally come out of the box paired. If for some reason it's not, there's some very simple instructions in the manual on how to pair it. So let's check this out. I'm gonna power it on by pressing the power button, and we'll watch our monitor here, and it should pick up the camera signal in a couple seconds. And there we go. You can see from my screen in front of me here, we are picking up what we're seeing on the camera. So now we know that this is paired, so now we can move on to the next step. All right, so now that we know that the camera's working, we are now ready to put the mounts on for the camera and the mount on for the solar panel. And all these are metal plates, and that's because there's a really strong magnet on the back of your solar panel and on the back of your camera, and this will actually magnetize to these metal plates. Now, in my case, I do already have these brackets installed because I had a Haloview camera on my trailer before this. So I'm going to reuse those, but I will show you some footage here on how I did the installation for these two plates. Pretty straightforward. It is 3M tape, so you just want to make sure that you prepare the surface. It needs to be super clean. They do give you some little preparation pads that you can use to prepare the surface, and then you simply put the adhesive or peel the backing off of these and adhere it to your RV. So you can see here, I do have my mounting location for my camera. It's all good to go. So I could go ahead and connect my camera. There's a very strong magnet on the back of this camera, meaning that it's pretty straightforward. Just like that. And that comes off nice and easily. So if you want to take it in the wintertime, for example, or if you're concerned about someone stealing it, you can easily pull that on and off. Next thing we're going to do, so you can see that little black round circle on the top of my RV, and that is the mounting location for a solar panel. So I'll put that one on next. And just like that, no more wiring required. Our camera is all set up. And now we can go ahead and put on the tire pressure monitors. Okay, so in order to install the tire pressure monitors, this is where things get a little bit complicated. And actually, I would argue that this is no longer a simple install. So we do need to install one of these little booster packs. And it actually comes with 2 of these booster packs, because if you have a really long RV, you need to install 2 of these. But the challenge is that this needs to connect to a 12-volt power supply, and the booster pack needs to be located either on the tongue of your trailer, and for longer RVs, right near the axle. So you are in a position now that you are going to have to run some additional wiring. Now, I'm in the fortunate position on my trailer that my batteries are located right on the front tongue, so I'm going to use that as a direct connection for now. The other thing that I'll point out about this booster pack is the way it came wired is it comes with 2 small alligator clips. And that's great for testing purposes, but that is not a good way to permanently connect this to a power supply. Of course, you can imagine when you're on the road, these are just going to vibrate right off whatever you've connected them to. So I think we're going to have to do a more permanent installation. I think I'm going to cut the tips of these off, shrink wrap it, and put on some battery terminals, and then connect it directly to the battery terminals, which are right on the front tongue of my RV. But before we do a permanent install, I actually want to test and make sure that this is going to work before I go through all the hassle of shrink tubing and cutting some of these wires. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my 2 little alligator clips and temporarily connect it to my RV battery. And we can see in my booster, I do now have power. So for now, I'm going to move on to the next step, and then we'll do a more permanent solution later on. Okay, so before we can install our tire pressure monitors, we are going to have to unscrew the top and install a battery in it. And batteries were supplied with this. So battery just simply slides in, just like that. Screw the top back on. Now, they do recommend that you install this on a brass valve stem. So if you don't already have brass valve stems on your RV tires, you're going to want to get those changed out. All right, let's try installing our first tire pressure monitor and pairing it. All right, so in order to pair our tire pressure sensors, we first need to click on our tire pressure sensor icon up here, and we're going to choose the correct vehicle. So this would be your main vehicle if you have some sensors installed on here. Over here we have our RV. And I'm going to choose this side of the trailer, and you're going to click on the auto learn, and it says waiting. So now I need to go and install our sensor onto the trailer within 15 seconds so it can pair. And you can now see that it has automatically learnt the ID. You can see the ID here. This matches the ID on the back of our tire pressure sensor. And up at the top here, we can see the pressure and the temperature rating. All right, let's do it for the rest of them. So there we go, we've got our second one installed, and because we're a dual axle trailer, we'll install one more here and one more here. So each time you're ready to install, you're going to click on the location, and you're going to click on Auto Learn, and then you go back to your RV, and once you're there, install on the corresponding tire that matches what's shown on the diagram in the vehicle. So you can see from my screen, I've got all 4 tire pressure monitors installed, and they are all recording the tire pressure for each tire, as well as the temperature. You can set high and low pressure alarms as well. Very cool. And that was a pretty easy installation, aside from that small detail of having to install the booster pack. So now if we head back out to the main screen, some things that you're going to see here on the main screen is, of course, you'll see the view behind the RV. And then over here, we're also going to see what's happening with our various tires on the trailer. And you'll notice that it regularly rotates between each tire and gives you both the pressure and the temperature. So it's working its way all the way around the trailer. The flashing one is the tire that it's currently giving you information on. And of course, if you want more information, you can go directly into the menu and get information for all 4 tires all at once. And of course, if you wanted to, you could install pressure monitors on other tires on your main vehicle as well as your spare tire. So lots of different options here, and a very neat, cool feature that we now have added to our reverse camera, so that not only can we see what's going on behind us and can we reverse easily, but we can now monitor our tire pressure and our tire temperature at all times, which should really help us avoid any potential accidents down the road. I think one of the things that I like the most about this tire pressure monitoring system is that you can set high and low alarms, so that even if you're not actually looking at the display, it will give you an alarm, an audible alarm immediately if it starts to notice a drop in pressure, whether it's a quick drop or a slow drop, and you can set alarms for specifically any level that you would like to be made aware of. Well, there you have it. There's a look at how to install this Haloview camera along with the tire pressure monitors. If you do have any questions, anything that I didn't answer in this video, please leave a comment below and I'll do my best to get back to you. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. It really does help us out. And don't forget to come back tomorrow to see where we go next.